everybody knows KP is, what's the word I want to use, insanely competitive. And it's a process to go from just being able to be you on a team and be that competitor versus be that person and bring people with you, right? And I think she's learned a lot and has done a really good job. She's competitive and feisty and isn't afraid to say what needs to be said, but she also brings some humility to it. She'll listen, which is key, right? If you're going to be a leader, you've got to have some humility and be able to listen to feedback, and she's really gotten good with understanding when to just be kind of fiery and when to be encouraging, and I think she does a really good job of that, and she's come a long ways, or not come a long ways, but I think she's learned a lot in that regard.
She's had like a Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality type where she's coming in, she's very dogmatic, she's very focused. How have you seen her be able to grow with the players? I mean, at one point she was shooting by herself, but now we see the other players kind of joining her and she's embracing them as well.
I think that's, leadership is getting people to follow you. It's not just being who you are and hoping they do. And that's the part of the growth I think we've seen with her, is understanding that 9 out of 10 pro athletes are not wired like you. They're competitive, they want to win, they want to be the best they can be, but they're just not quite as quote unquote crazy, And so she's figuring out how to bring people along and kind of catch up to her in that regard.
Coach, what's your assessment of where the team is at with 10 games left in this regular season?
Well, I think we're, hungry to make the playoffs, and so are the other teams, I'm sure. But we came into the year saying that was our goal, and we can control our own destiny in that regard. We got to win more than we lose, but keeping a mindset of one game at a time, focusing on Dallas. I have no idea who we play after Dallas. I know our staff does, but I'm just focusing on competing against Dallas, and that's the way I want our team to be. It's like a 10-game season right now, and we've got to win more than we lose, and I do think we'll have if we can do that, we'll make it. So it's staying present, not thinking about what if, not if we lose a game, not thinking the sky is falling and it's over. Like just that mindset, and I think that's where they're at. I get the sense that they want what I want.
I think we both know that the team is going to be here for the next 4 games, though.
Yes.
4-game homestand.
Praise the Lord.
How do you feel like? Yeah, well, maybe that's the answer, but how is that going to be helpful for the team down this stretch? Not having to travel, for the rest of the month.
Amazing, and and I told the team, when we started the season with like 8 games in 17 days or something like that, first 8. Like the schedule the first half before All-Star is brutal, and we do get some, a little more favorable. It always evens out, everything does, but we got a game tomorrow night, and then we got 5 days in between games. We have not had that, I think, since training camp, right? So chance for players to get healthy, chance for us to work on things that we haven't had time to do, and then we got to take care of business. We got to take care of business. We got to protect home court, do our absolute best to win at home, and see how it goes.
When I ask you what it takes to win, in jest you'll say score more points, but
it's the easy answer.
It's the easy answer, but you gotta, be able to stop the other team from scoring more points than you as well. We saw you spending, time with Coach LT, talking to them about defense. How impactful and how important is that going to be down this stretch, knowing that we can score, 90-some points or 100 points or whatever, but, we got to make sure the other team isn't scoring more than us.
Hugely. And I think that's where Ray Burrell makes us better. Cameron Brink makes us better. And then, the other guys in our rotation need to just be better. And it's not a scheme. It's not a strategy at this point in the season. We know our principles. We know what we're trying to do. They got to execute it. And as coaches, we've got to put them in the best situations to be successful, not asking them to defend in a way that isn't playing to strengths. But we've done that. And so now it's a matter of competing, finishing plays, playing like it matters, defend like it matters. So as I've said many times, we score 95, you should win. You need to give up less than 95. And so that's been a continued work in progress, but we'll see. Like these guys have to. They know how to do it. They're able to do it. It's a matter of executing.
What's been your message to Cam? She's still getting her feet back
Yeah.
under her. The desire to want to make an impact offensively, while that part of the game is still coming to her, to give herself some grace, or what's the messaging from you to her?
I just want Cam to compete. Like, you're not injured, you're healthy, you're strong, you're fit. Compete. Like, quit worrying about. Like, not quit worrying about it, but try not to think about those other things that you can't. Like, just get out there. What I loved, and I've told her this, coaching against her for 4 years at Stanford, I hated playing them. Obviously they were good, but Cam just bugged me because of how competitive she was. And I love coaching players like that. I don't like competing against them, so that's why it was less fun in college, but now that I get to coach her, like, get to that. Get to where you're just flying around and it's about winning.
Coach, how often do you get to have moments like you did with Cam after practice where, you're just talking one-on-one and imparting probably some of those things that you just told us?
Not as often as I would like, just because of the schedule, but try to sneak those in. I have, film with Ray and Rakia here in a minute. Like, try to sneak them in when we can, when they've got the time and the brain capacity, when they're not exhausted, right? When you're tired, it's tough. So yesterday they had off, so they're a little more engaged. So I think that's a necessity to have a true, authentic relationship with the players and be able to coach them. It can't just be in between the lines.
So this homestand is really going to be it. I mean, you got a game, but then, time off and time to practice and games.
That's what I'm saying. We control our destiny. So what do we do with it? What are we going to do with it? And I love that we're in that spot. But we'll see how competitive we are. We'll see how tough we are. We'll see how present-minded we can be. So that's the fun stuff, though. That's why we get into it.
What needs to improve from your last matchup against Dallas?
Playing full 40 minutes. I thought our pick and roll coverages were a little soft. They got pick and pops. We let Paige get going. I'd say that those two things from right now.
Turnovers are an issue. I noticed, like, when you guys are 12 turnovers and under, you guys usually win. So how are you managing those turnovers and those mistakes? Because most of them are self-inflicted.
I mean, there's really no way to manage it. Like, we have to, down the stretch, be smarter, tougher, cleaner. I don't know what you mean by how do I manage it.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
it's the knife cuts both ways. I want them to play fast. I want them to play with pace. When we're a little less, or we're playing somebody that really brings heat or whatever, sometimes you're going to turn it over more than you want if you want them to play fast and not worry about making mistakes. So it's a really fine line.
Yeah.
But we've been better. It's gotten better.
What did you see on the film Dallas made that late flurry?
We just stopped competing. Our coverages were bad. Our shots, we had 4 possessions in a row where there wasn't a single pass. Like, we just started dinking around, and everybody's too good in this league. So I hope we learned our lesson, because it got real close there.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, bro.